What's up, Waluigi? Trent from Trentendo here. 2023 is quickly coming to an end, and as such, the Game Awards are just around the corner. Now, like a Nintendo Direct, could Nintendo have one more announcement that they've been saving for the Game Awards for 2023? So today we're going to talk a little bit more about if we could potentially see something from Nintendo, and if so, what might that be? So before we hop into that, make sure you hit that subscribe button and like this video so you guys are kept up to date with everything going on here at Trentendo. Let's see if we can hit 20 likes on this video. It really does help, I appreciate it. And without further ado, let's hop right into this discussion. Now, looking back historically at Nintendo's involvement in the Game Awards, traditionally we have seen them have some sort of reveal or announcement that they've shared with us. There's two outliers to that situation though. In 2015, Nintendo elected to do a tribute to the late President Iwata, rather than share any new announcements or reveals. And then in 2020, the pandemic year, where Nintendo didn't really share anything as they had been hit pretty hard by shutdowns in Japan. Taking all of this into account, and should Nintendo have something for us at the Game Awards, the question then becomes, what would be their last hoorah of 2023? I believe it falls into one of three areas should there be an announcement. The first being something to do with a game that has already been released and established. The next to be something with a game that has been announced but not yet released. And third, a totally new announcement, something that'll knock our socks off or just be a surprise because we haven't heard about it yet. So let's take this one at a time. And first, we're going to talk about what we could see from a game that has already been released. Now, the obvious answer would be DLC of some kind. So if we're going to go down the DLC route, what game are we talking about? Are we talking Splatoon 3 DLC? Do we get some more info there? Are we talking Metroid Prime something? I do not think that game is going to get DLC, so probably not. Or do we get the long-awaited and hoped-for Tears of the Kingdom DLC, which Nintendo has themselves denied and said is not coming? So if it's one of those things, though, I think that the only thing that makes sense would be Tears of the Kingdom DLC, which Nintendo themselves has said is not coming. Now, Nintendo has shown in the past that they are willing to say things publicly and to the press so that to hide things and to be able to create the announcement that they would like when the time comes. Such as at a press meeting or at their shareholders meeting, Nintendo announced that there's no new DS version coming out, and then only to announce, the 3DS just a couple of days later. So Nintendo has shown that they are willing to tell those white lies to enable them to have the timing that they would like for their announcements. So if it is going to be something with an established game, I think the only thing that makes sense here is Tears of the Kingdom. And that being said, I actually kind of believe Nintendo when they say they've made the game that they wanted with Tears of the Kingdom and that they have no plans to visit that same Hyrule, that same iteration of Hyrule at least, in Tears of the Kingdom with additional DLC. So I'm inclined to believe that. So if we take that next step then, something for a game that has already been announced but not yet released. So what games do we have that fit into this category? Well, first we have Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, which was given a generic 2024 release. So we don't really know much about that other than that it's coming and that it will be probably one of the bigger anticipated games that they have left, at least that we've seen. And now we have also got Luigi Mansion 2, which, I don't know how anticipated that game is. I'm excited for it, but it's definitely not on my top list of Nintendo games right now. I think Paper Mario is definitely the higher one up compared to those two games. And then last but not least, they've got Princess Peach Showtime, which is their only new revealed game that will be a new title that we have not had before other than, some of these other games that are all just ports and remasters. So could we potentially see something regarding one of those games? Now, the only thing that I think makes the most sense here would be Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, where we maybe get an actual release timing rather than just, a generic 2024 game. I think that this game I can't imagine Nintendo taking a ton of time on this game. I can't imagine it taking them a lot of time. I mean, it could take as much time as they want, I guess. I guess the development cycle, I do not think would be very long for this. I feel like this would definitely be an easy game to bring over. Definitely an easy game to kind of upscale and to kind of reimagine, probably fairly easily and fairly quickly. So do we see an announcement for, hey, this game comes out the first part of 2024? Or do we see, hey, it comes out in January or February or March, whatever the case may be? I think that's the only thing that makes sense for as far as these types of games go, where we already have an announcement, but maybe not a ton of info. But I don't know if I think that this is the case either. The big dark horse in this scenario, though, that we haven't talked about, it could be Metroid Prime 4. Technically, this falls in that same category. It's a game that's been announced, but we don't know anything about Metroid Prime 4. So could Nintendo pull the curtain off of Metroid Prime 4 and just say, hey, here it is. We're going all in. I don't know if we get that big of a reveal. Maybe we just get a small trailer. Maybe we get some sort of marketing material that say, hey, maybe we get a generic 2024 release for this. That would be a pretty big deal. I don't think Nintendo goes out and fully reveals Metroid Prime 4, but maybe we get a little taste. Maybe we get something more than we currently have, because right now we have nada on Metroid Prime 4. And, this kind of also piggybacks us into that third section of maybe we get something totally new. Maybe we get something that we haven't heard about yet. So if we get Metroid Prime 4 announcement, maybe we get a double dose of Metroid, where, hey, Metroid Prime 4 is on the way, it's coming out next year. And oh, by the way, here's Metroid Prime 2 Shadow dropped. Nintendo could potentially do something big. And I think this is their biggest option, in my opinion. If Nintendo's going to swing for the fences at the Game Award and really do something, to kind of excite people and to be a buzz and talk about what's going on with Nintendo, I think they reveal Metroid Prime 4 or some sort of aspect of Metroid Prime 4 and say, hey, it's coming. And then they shadow drop Metroid Prime 2 just like they did with Metroid Prime. Now, if you remember, they just shadow dropped that at a Nintendo Direct, saying, hey, this game is available today. As soon as this Direct's over, go to the eShop, pick it up, and we'll do a physical release, in a month or so. And I think that Nintendo could potentially do something big like that. And I think that if this is the case, I think that's their big reveal. I think this is my most likely scenario in my mind. Granted, I have zero insider information. I have zero leaks. This is just like my gut feeling that if Nintendo's going to do something big, I think it might be Metroid. Now, there's also the possibility, though, that we still get something Zelda. We have had a lot of Zelda leaks recently and rumors that we are going to get some sort of Zelda remake, Zelda remaster. They had that tweet, ZR 2023. What does that mean? Is this a Zelda reveal, a Zelda remaster, a Zelda remake? A lot of people speculating that the Zelda reveal, this was for Zelda reveal, and we got that with the movie being announced. But, a lot of people also speculating, and, there's some people, I guess we'll call them speculators, not leakers at this point, such as Zippo, saying that we're going to get, an Ocarina of Time remake. So maybe, could we see something Zelda? Could we see an Ocarina of Time announcement? Could we finally see Wind Waker and Twilight Princess announced? Those games have been talked about for far too long, and to never actually hear or see anything in what's been for a long time at this point. So could we see something like that announced at the Game Awards? I think that's also a possibility. But in my mind, I still think that the biggest and most likely, at least to me personally, would be something to do with Metroid Prime 4 and potentially a Metroid Prime 2 drop. So at this point, though, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts down below. What do you think? Do you think Nintendo is going to have some sort of last hoorah at the Game Awards? And if so, is it going to be something I talked about? Is it a Metroid Prime 4? Is it a new Zelda? Is it a DLC update? What do you think? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts down below. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and like this video on your way out. It really does help. And I hope you enjoyed it, and looking forward to getting those comments going down below about your thoughts about what we could potentially see Nintendo announce at the Game Awards. I hope you enjoyed, and until next time, catch you later.